I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
All right, guys, welcome back to Oops the Podcast. This is part 2 of the pre-proposal slate of episodes.
Still have a lot to cover.
Yeah, we are recording this in succession to the last episode, and we're going to get into the plan. The plan for the proposal. So let's get into it. So basically, I have her sisters involved. One of her sisters is a professional hospitality person, and like has a lot of experience doing big events, and she's just like amazing at this. And her other sister too is just like an extremely competent individual who has a lot of experience doing this kind of stuff. Also, them as a unit, those 3 sisters, they can like plan any event. They should literally start a company together. That's like a joke that like they would work well if they all like in theory their skill sets would make them a powerhouse woman-run company. So anyway, so they're helping me, and this is effectively what the plan is going to be. So my challenge was, how do we do this privately but also make it special? So in my opinion, doing it in the apartment, not going to work. And I want it to be our private moment, but I'm not sure, like a walk on the beach just like isn't us. It would be too obvious potentially. I don't really know. I don't want her to see it come in, and I also want it to be done during something that we always do. If that feels special to me. I have no problem with the beach thing. Like it's obviously nice to have a great picture and do all this stuff. But for us, I think the thing that will work the best is going to be doing something that we like to do and surprising her. So there is one special element here that is helping a bit, and that is that it's our 5-year anniversary. So I can get away with planning something that's a little special without it seeming like I'm going to propose. And you might be wondering, well, maybe the fact that it's the 5-year anniversary makes it obvious that you might propose. It is not obvious that I might propose. We've had a tough summer. Like we've been busy and stressed and like doing a lot of shit. And we sort of were like, okay, let's do, I kind of brought it up. I was like, should we go to our special place for brunch that we like? And I know, haha, this is a joke because my dad accuses me of constantly being at brunch. I'm not constantly at brunch, but if we are going to go to brunch, we go to this specific place. It's called Vic's. It's in New York City. It's downtown. It's a great spot that we really like to go to for brunch. We've been there for dinner like once. Brunch menu's fun. It's a great spot. So we like going there. So I was like, why don't we go to Vic's for brunch for our anniversary? Like, wouldn't that be fun? And she's like, yeah, it would be. And she's like, are we going to do gifts or no gifts? And I was like, I don't know, like we should do gifts. It'll be fun. She's like, okay, well, why don't we? So we like started to make all these rules for the gifts, which we never do. Right. But maybe it seems like, we're just tired. And so for this time we'll make rules. So basically I allowed her to pick what she was going to get. And it's this bracelet. It was like $100. Like, it's not that special, but it's nice, whatever. If I had thought of it myself, it would have been special. Now, I've never allowed her to do that. I've never been like, pick what you want and I'll get it. I always am like, I'm going to pick it. And like, it's more special that way. It's more thoughtful that way, whatever. So for this time, I made it seem like it wasn't crazy for her to pick her own thing. So I'm going to show up to this brunch with this burner gift, which is going to be funny. It's going to allow me to like execute this well. She was like, ooh, I know what I'm going to get you. And it was on the counter. And I see this. I'm like, what's this? And in the name of the thing, it kind of describes what it might be. And I literally looked at her and I was like, is this and she was like too tired to be like, to make up a lie. And then she just went, like, just like pouted. And I was like, oh, I don't know what it is. Right? I gave her a hug. So it's whatever. Like it's our anniversary, but like we've been all over the place. We've gone to 10 weddings already this year. Like we're tired.
Damn.
And so it seems like while this will be special, it's just sort of like we're this old weathered couple now. So I intend to show up at this brunch and do it there. So this is the big picture plan. I have a photographer coming. I plan to use this one guy, but I realized that she knows who he is. So I can't have him there because it's an immediate breach. So I found another guy. There's a million comedian photographers. So I found a guy, agreed on a price, whatever. So my plan, and I'm not completely married to this plan yet, but I intend to plant him nearby at a table as a brunch goer.
As a what goer?
A brunch goer.
Okay.
He will have brunch. And I actually, this is funny. I texted him. I'm like, dude, if you want to like bring, I don't know if you have like a girlfriend or a wife or whatever. If you want to bring her, like feel free to bring her. And he's like, no wife or girlfriend. Like colon / emoji thing where he's like, and I was like, oh fuck, did I just like make this guy feel bad about himself? I'm like, dude, no. I'm like, sorry, dude, no. Like, I don't know, like invite whoever you want. So I actually need to confirm that he's going to have somebody to go to brunch with. I'm obviously going to pay for it.
He's not going to show up. He's so depressed now.
I know. So, if he can't find a single person to invite to the brunch, we're going to have to rethink this. I'm sure he will, but comedians aren't really around during the day a lot. This guy's hanging in the comedian circle. They're like when a lot of comedians are at home resting. So who knows? Anyway, I intend to have him at a table nearby. And I also have arranged the spot. The lady who we are friends with who works there on the weekends is helping me. We've been emailing. They're going to put us in the back area, but it's not private. It's not a private room, but it's like the back area. If you guys have been to that restaurant, there's sort of like an atrium and there's like a skylight and nobody really sits back there. It's near the kitchen, but when it's busy, they'll put a couple of tables back there. But I'm going to have her put us there. So this way we're away from the restaurant. We're like the last reservation of the brunch too. So like things will start slowing down there by the time I'm about to actually do it. They will have no new reservations coming in. The restaurant will be closed. And, the photographer will be there enjoying his brunch next to us, whatever, being discreet. We're going to go and do a walkthrough right before we do it and make sure he's set up properly. So I think this way it accomplishes what I was saying I was afraid of before, where it's not so private that it's obvious, but it's also not, but it's still private. As private as it can be in that under those circumstances, but not have it be a tip off about what's happening. Right. So I've been considering, one of my boys was telling me how he proposed and he's like, bro, I didn't get down on a knee. I ain't no bitch. And I was like, oh shit, dude. I was like, yeah, I ain't no bitch either, dude. I'm not doing it. So I pitched to her sisters that I wasn't getting down on a knee. My boy got into my ear and I was really.
That was resonating with you?
Yes. I was like, yeah, I ain't a bitch neither, dude. So I texted her sisters. I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to kneel. And they started to like ask questions that I suspected would make me realize that I wanted to kneel without being like, you should kneel. They're like, so what are you going to do then? Are you just going to, and I was like, I guess you're right. I guess I need to like kneel.
I feel like you need to kneel.
I guess I'm kneeling. It's good for optics too. So I intend to have a full audio video setup for this moment, dude. The photographer will not only have a camera, he will be bringing a mini HD video camera and I will be recording audio from the table, being the savvy post-production man that I am. I will have my phone facing down with a voice note recording. I even considered putting a lav on, but I think there would be too much. You should be able to see it. That would be a problem. So, but I want to have the moment for me, whether or not we intend to show anybody ever. So that's the whole plan. And then after, we have a tiny little gathering that's predominantly for family right around the corner. And a couple of her good friends, like one or two of mine. And I know it's a busy weekend that weekend. So it's like not going to be a thing that everybody's coming to. And it's no big deal. Like literally my best friend can't come. And I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit. I'm not a fucking bitch. Like go work. You have shit you got to do. But here's the challenge. You get engaged, right? Now you want to show everybody. So how do you take that away from the situation and make that a non-factor? Okay. So I think what the plan is going to be to get her to this other place. The place that we're doing the after party is walking distance from the restaurant. It's like between a 5 and 10 minute walk from where I'm proposing. Here's how the timing is going to line up. Our brunch reservation is at 2:30. I made 2:45 originally. And our friend at the restaurant was like, you maybe want to consider 2:30 just because like she might want to have some alone time with you. Like you don't want to rush that. And I was like, okay, interesting. But I want to make sure that there's a tiny amount of time between when we're at lunch or when we're at brunch and when we're going to the restaurant. So what we've decided her sisters are going to do in order to get us over there is that they're going to text us like right before we sit down to brunch and be like, hey, we're going to brunch. Also, what are you guys doing after? Let us know if you want to come meet us for a drink after. And I'll be like, oh, okay. So, and I will opt us into that. because Hillary normally would be like, oh, do we want to like have alone time? I'm just going to immediately be like, oh my God, yeah, it's fun. And then once I do it, I'm going to be like, let's go surprise your sisters. Don't call them. Let's just show up with it. Right.
Okay.
There's obvious people who she might want to call initially, or maybe she won't even want to call them right away. But I think that it's not crazy that on a Saturday afternoon, they might not answer their phone right away. And surprise, surprise, they're all going to be there at the place. So people are flying in for this.
That's sweet.
It's fun. So there's a nice convergence. So her sister's pregnant. She's having some sort of event, some sort of shower. I forget what all the terminology is, but so some people will be in town for that. I think she knows that. I'm not totally sure what the deal is. A couple of her friends happen to be in town for weddings. Like she is in no way tipped off yet. So I'm trying to manage that. I'm thinking about texting everybody being like, if she FaceTimes you, don't answer. I'm probably going to do that after this pod is over just to make sure. And I think that it should all be Gucci, as you would say.
Gucci.
And when we walk in there, everybody, ha 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 ha, surprise. No surprise. You're not allowed to yell surprise. But they're going to be like clapping and happy. And then we're going to hang out and have drinks for a bit. And then proceed with the rest of the day. So it's funny too, because since people are coming in from out of town, and you know, we have like kind of a no boyfriends policy because it was just going to get out of hand. So there's going to be a lot of her girls in town. Like we want to schedule fun things for everybody to do. And it's been interesting to like activate that muscle in my brain because those girls are so good at that. Hillary and her sisters at planning for everybody, making sure everybody has a good experience and enjoys it appropriately. So we're like planning things. So it's like, okay, we have to make a dinner reservation. When is that going to be? How are we going to do that? Blah, blah, blah. We're also making sure everybody is at the place at 3:45 so that when we get there at 4, everybody's there, right? Mm-hmm. And if anybody's running late, like they're supposed to text their sisters and let them know and come later or whatever. So we don't want to be bumping into, hey, what are you doing here? Surprise ruined. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of moving parts there, but it's fun. This is like a secret operation, you know? It's going to be good, dude. It's
nice that you're not nervous. You're mostly excited. You get to do all this. I'm kind of at a loss of words.
Dude, thank you.
I want to get proposed to.
I know. Ryan, unfortunately, Ryan has like his best friend's engagement party literally the same day.
I know.
So
I wish I could be there.
He can't make it. But it would, of course, been nice to have you there.
I just have to mention real quick, while you're looking for something, last week when we recorded, you had to dip out early. And I'm good at keeping secrets, but I get uncomfortable and I get nervous. And so Giulio left because he had a spot. And so I was here wrapping things up and Hillary came in. And I think I've known about this for about a month now, or maybe a little longer. And I just was so nervous to be around her. And I can't wait to tell her like, hey.
To blurt.
Basically she came in and I was like, hey, how are you? And then she went into her room to do something real quick. And I just wanted to get out of there. Yeah. I didn't want to be there because I don't want to be like, hey, how are you? You're getting engaged next week. Like I wouldn't do that.
If you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't be there Saturday. Something like that, dude. I worry about that
like
all the time.
Slip. So I just tried, and I can't wait to apologize to her, even though I don't think she thought anything of it. But when she came out, she's like, oh, wait, hey, how are you? I was like half outside the door, and I was like, I'm good. I gotta go. And she's like, okay, like how things go today? How are the episodes? I was like, they were good. And I'm like closing the door. I was like, I gotta go bye. And I feel bad about that.
Dude, no.
Normally I'd stick around and be like, things were really good. How was your day? So I'm excited to see her. Also, just like I'm nervous about the SD card from the cameras slipping out of my pocket, bouncing out of the case, landing on the concrete sidewalk, and then her walking home today and be like, ooh, an SD card. Let me plug this into my laptop and just see what this is all about. And then her just seeing this raw footage prematurely. So
that's so funny.
Yeah, I'm just excited for it to happen. And yeah, all right, let's continue.
No, it's okay. I still don't have the ring. So, geez, I'm sweating a little bit, bro. I would have liked to have had it by now, but it is what it is. That is one thing that I'm afraid of. It's good that you brought that up. So like, for example, there's somebody who isn't able to make it to the party, and like that is newsworthy. It's like typically this kind of thing I would share with Hillary. I don't tell her every single thing, but like, you know, this kind of thing I'd be like, oh, like so-and-so can't make it. And I've gotten close to doing that a couple times. Of being like, oh, like so-and-so can't make it. And I'm like, dude, you can't. You know what I mean? And I, of course, would be able to walk it back. Like most of the times that there have been, I've created an environment that is ambiguous enough in general that a small slip would not be the end of me. But like why, like I said in the last episode, like I'm not sending my parents the flyer because that flyer, that's the surprise is over.
Yeah, you can't control someone else slipping up. But it seems like you set yourself up for success here. You have the anniversary, which is going to make her not be suspicious of anything going on. You have the plan with the sisters that's already been predetermined. I love how you're like playing God
It's great.
in this situation, and she has no idea, and you're gonna act all like
very Truman Show.
Let's meet up with your sisters. Very Truman Show.
Yeah.
You were controlling everything you can.
Mm-hmm.
The slip ups. That's something that makes me nervous all the time. You never know when someone's gonna be like, "Oh, I can't make it a good luck on."
Yeah.
You can't. But you're set up for success.
Thanks, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
What, dude? One of her friends was like actually starting. She was like starting a little bit of trouble. She's like telling me that. So I asked one of the friends who couldn't make it or something. And I had mentioned to another friend that I had asked that friend, and she was like, "Oh, you shouldn't have told her so early. Like she might squawk. She's gonna be talking about it." And I was like, "Fuck." Then I told one of the other friends, and they were like, "No, they're like." She reminded me. She's like, "Nobody wants to be the person who ruins the surprise. Like this isn't the game we're playing, and especially for somebody who's as sweet as Hillary. Like they're not going to fuck her day up if they can avoid it. So everybody is like on the same page with the stakes now at this point, and hopefully." Yeah, hopefully it like won't be a problem, dude. I don't know. And our parents are going to be hanging out. They've met before, but yeah, it's going to be a big day, dude.
How many people are going to be at the after party celebration that don't live in the city?
A good amount.
Okay. I would just, I don't know how to navigate this, but I would be mindful as to whether or not Hillary has them on Find My Friends.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know if she checks that.
She doesn't. She's not like Hillary's like, she's competent with technology, but she's not ambitious about it. So she doesn't have like a lot of the apps. She like isn't checking that stuff a lot. I don't think.
I'd also just make sure that, because that's a thought that came to my head. We had a surprise birthday party at a Yankee game, and someone said, "Guys, turn off your location." I would just let everyone kind of know, like, don't change that, because a lot of people think that they should turn off their location, and then she'll actually get an alert that they turned off the location.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's just like a super external,
Agreed.
like, boom, that could ruin everything.
Agreed. And I don't think that they're sharing locations like that, but it's a good point, and especially girls too, with like, you know, you never know. You get kidnapped in an Uber by some fucking rapey guy. Like sometimes they have their locations on. So I will think about that, but I there's nothing really I can do there. And I don't think that she will think to check where people are if she's not onto it. As long as if she's not searching, we should be good. And I don't think she is.
My fear is just somebody thinking that they're being proactive about turning that off.
And they fuck it up.
And I apologize for bringing it up because I do not have a solution for that.
It's okay.
It's just something to be mindful of.
But I know what you mean. It's like sometimes when the stakes are high, people change their behavior in a way that actually ends up being the demise of the thing.
Yeah. We had this big Yankees game surprise party for my friend. There was like 20 of us. Big surprise. Cat was in the bag. And then someone said, "Guys, turn off your locations." We all turned off our locations. And my buddy's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everyone turned off the location. He gets into the Bronx. He knows. So something.
Yeah, no, it's clever. This is funny too. Okay, so my parents like I don't think know about that. They could probably figure it out, but whatever. And I think Hillary has my location. I'm not sure if I turned it off or not, but you know, unclear if she checks it at all. But anyway, so I lie to my parents when I go on some of these crazy trips. Like when I was in Afghanistan, they had no idea. So it's funny though. The camera guy Zach Ray, his parents are very savvy technologically, so he didn't tell them where he was, and they figured it out by looking at his location. And there's a very funny text screenshot that he showed me. I don't know if I have it, but his sister like asked them like, "Hey, like how you guys doing?" or something. I forget what specifically she asked, and their reply was, "Not good. Your brother's in Taliban-controlled Afghanistan right now. We are praying for him." Like some shit like that. I was like, dude. And that was the first day we got there. I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm sorry." And he's like pretty stoked. He's like, "Yeah, what are you gonna do?"
What are you going to do?
Like, fuck, dude. So anyway, dude, I'm so excited to just do it. It's so fun. And like, it's been one of those things where like, I'm like a little kid on Christmas in a way where like, I just can't wait to wake up on Christmas morning and see the presents. Like, you know what I mean? So I think I'll sleep fine the night before. I'll be excited, you know? I think I have shows. And she said to me a day or two ago, she's like, "Can we have like a chill weekend?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. We'll see about that, buddy." And plan to fucking light it up. Dude, in my head, I'm like, should I just drink Hennessy this weekend? Is that kind of sick?
Is it?
I don't know.
Do you drink Hennessy?
No, I feel like I need to do whatever. I don't need to change my behavior. I can drink Negronis, it'll be fine. But
Yeah.
the Henny occasionally calls to me. Anyway, dude, I'm just so pumped. Like, it's gonna be a big day.
It's a big day for the Oops community too.
Yeah,
Just everyone, everyone knows you so well.
I know.
This like Oops family, they finally get to, I don't know, see you go through this process.
I know. It's been a long time coming. I mean, the pod has existed nearly the duration of our relationship. We had started seeing each other a little bit before, but it's interesting, man. Like, what a wild ride it's been. And, like I said to my boy Phil that one time, I was like, I'm going to marry this girl. And here we are as I take steps in that direction. I can't think of a person who I'd rather be with. And really, really excited for our future together, bro. Dude, so I saw that you posted my perfect workout week.
7 days straight?
7 days straight.
Is that what it was?
Now, granted, I'm taking some liberties here. If I walk to CVS, I'm counting that as a workout. But it's great. I want to log all the calories, dude. I'm not trying to sell myself short. But I'm always sort of in the back of my head hoping to strive to get in a little bit better shape. I'm filming some stuff coming up this year, and I feel as if there is an incentive to look my best. Now, one might ask, what will that actually do? Like, you're good enough now, dude. That may be true, but who knows? Maybe I'll look really good and people will be turned on when they look at me, and thus I'll be more marketable and I'll make more money and be more successful. You can't help but have that thought. So I want to work out. I want to look good. And thank God for the Fitbod app.
Thank God.
Because it's helping me to spend less time thinking about what workouts I'm going to do. And the Fitbod AI and all the clever stuff they have going on over inside of that app are helping you design the perfect workouts for yourself based on where you're working out, what tools you have available, all the specs about your body, and it improves based on your performance as you work out. It's a very clever app. It's affordable, and it is a good way to sort of hold yourself accountable without having to pay a bunch of money for a personal trainer.
I'd say it's a virtual personal trainer.
Yeah.
Another thing I really like about it is that it really it integrates with the Apple Watch. So you don't need to keep checking your phone in between sets where you have to unlock your screen. You can very quickly tap on your watch and let them know that you're done with your rep, and then there's the timer right on there. It also keeps track of your steps too when you're not necessarily in a workout. So it's just an all-encompassing great way to track your fitness and set yourself up for success, getting stronger, leaner, whatever your goals are.
And you made a good point there. It's like knowing how long of breaks you're taking, intervals, like it's nice to not be like eyeballing it. You know what I mean? When you have it there, and like you said, like it's nice to have the watch integration because we already know the Apple Watch is a good tool for that to begin with. So to take the next step with it and make it more precise, it's really, really a great thing. So I know you've enjoyed it, and hopefully, that woman who keeps hogging the bench makes it available. But if she doesn't, it doesn't matter because Fitbod will pivot based on the fact that you don't have access to a bench because someone else is using it.
Exactly.
Guys, it's simply never been easier to get the results you've always wanted. Check out Fitbod now. Get 25% off of your subscription at fitbod.me/oops. That's fitbod.me/oops. Okay, so this is an interesting thing too. So there's very few things in life where you have to be exactly on time. Typically, you can be 3 minutes late, 5 minutes late, it's fine. Having to be exactly on time is a rare thing. And I happen to have done a few things in my life that do actually require that. Comedy, not as much, because sometimes the show will be running behind, but like sometimes, being there on time for the show is very, like, if you're running late for your spot time, that can be a big problem. But maybe I guess that's not as much. But being a tennis instructor, you have to be exactly on time. You can't be 10 minutes late to the lesson. The lesson's an hour and you have another lesson directly after that. And this person's paying a lot. So if you are 10 minutes late for the lesson, that is bad because you can't go along with them because you probably have first of all, if you don't have a lesson directly after, chances are all the courts are booked still. So you can't just keep going with them even if you don't have anything after.
Okay.
If you're at a tennis club, giving a person a tennis lesson, you have to be exactly on time. And there is a teeny tiny bit of leeway with that if you have ongoing clients and they like you and you're late one time in 100 lessons, people will get it. But if you're late in general, you're fucked. Now, the thing that you have going for you is that if you have a big chunk of lessons that day, the only one that you have the chance of really being late for is the first one because you're going to stick around for the rest of them or you're not going to go far away. for like, even if you have a 3-hour break, you'll hang around, you go get lunch, you'll do stuff in the area. If you live nearby, maybe you can walk home. But if you don't, you're hanging around. So I remember I had, when I was teaching tennis, when I was first trying to get my foot in the door, I had lessons Saturday and Sunday, and they were early. And, you know, I was young, I was going out, I was like hungover or tired for these lessons every single weekend. And, you know, on Saturday, it was like a kids clinic. So you theoretically could get away with being a couple minutes late because we're doing group warm-ups where the kids are doing bullshit stretches because they're 3 and they're flexible. They don't need to stretch. You know, just stuff to like make them pay attention. It's glorify babysitting, but you're also teaching them, play stupid game with them, whatever. So you can get away with it for a sec, but if it's a private lesson, you cannot. And I remember I had this guy, 10 a.m. Sunday mornings. He was an okay guy, but he's a little like bit of a cynical New Yorker. I think he was like a very successful guy. But if you were to be late for this guy, it would be terrible. And the amount of times where I'm like, I was coming from far away in Brooklyn. The subway's slow on the weekend. So like if I can normally get there in 45, I need to give myself an hour and a half on the weekend to make sure I'm there on time no matter what happens. You know what I mean? And this is a similar situation to that with this party. These people need to be there by 3:45 or they're going to ruin the proposal. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty confident that everyone will be okay about that, especially because everyone will be here already. Again, the one potential problem I see in my head is my dad, who is a serial chron optimist. He is shocked that there's traffic every single time. He's driving the most trafficked route in America to get here and still is like, I can't, where's everybody going? I'm like, bro, you know this, you know. So anyway, so I like tripled down with him on that. I'm like, if you're running late, come at 4:30, come after.
Tell him to get there early. Like, give him a different time. Like, you could lie and say, what time is everyone getting there? 3:45? Yeah. Say, Dad, I need you here at 3:15 sharp.
I know.
And you know what? He kind of he deserves that.
He deserves it.
He deserves to sit there and idle for 30 minutes.
He deserves it.
Love you, Big G.
Big G, we love you. But yeah. So, but still, I should have done that. I didn't. But I made it very, very, very clear, and he's made it very, very, very clear that he'll be there. So We'll see if there's anybody running late.
You said this place is like 10 minutes away from the apartment?
It's 10 minutes away from the
brunch
place. Do
you pass the after party spot on your way to the brunch spot?
Sort of.
Okay.
But no one will be there. It's too early. The brunch is scheduled for 2:30. Nobody's going to be hanging around there yet.
Okay.
So I think what I'm going to do to take that factor out of it is we'll take an Uber instead of taking the subway, which we would normally do, because there's just too much of a chance of bumping into somebody if you're walking.
Do you typically take an Uber for that kind of trip?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Not you. I hate Ubers because they're just so expensive. Mm-hmm. So I try to like make us into a public transportation couple as much as I can. I think that she would maybe lean Uber a little harder than I do.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not trying to plant stress balls into your head.
This is good. I need to actually, this is a good point. I need to text all of her friends and tell them not to go to brunch where we're going. If that isn't obvious, I need to tell them where I'm doing it to sort of stay out of that area. Mm-hmm. All right. So as far as execution of the actual picture taking situation, I wonder about this a bit. So I'm like, do I need to give him some sort of cue? I mean, I'll have my phone so I can
thought about that. Yeah.
I can literally text him and be like, all right, I'm about to do this. Her friend just texted me. I'm like getting text.
We are in the thick of it, everybody. What are we're 24 hours out?
Yep.
As we're recording, 24 hours out.
So her friend just texted me, do we have the ring yet? And I'm like, LOL, nope. So anyway, yeah, we're moving on it. But anyway, so yeah, I'm thinking about the photographer. So I probably just text him and be like, I'm about to get ready to do it. Just like have the camera on hand and like try to listen as well as you can. Mm-hmm.
Well, you're doing a walkthrough with him, right?
Yeah, but like still it'll be like at the end of the day, I'm not completely sure. I'm going to do a walkthrough, but I'll be like, if for some reason they seat us too far away where he's not going to be able to hear what I'm saying specifically, I might have to like give him a specific cue. Mm-hmm. So I think what I'm going to do, so I haven't actually talked about this. So I'm going to give her the burner gift.
The bracelet?
Yeah. And I'm going to try to like make it more special than it is, which is going to be funny. I'm going to be like, we've been, and it's like underwhelming, dude. Like she picked this $100 bracelet. Like how special and exciting could this be? And then I think I'm going to start to lay it on a little bit. I'm going to be like really sincere. And then I thought about how I'm going to do this. I think I might be like, I have one more little thing for you. And like, I won't be able to find it. And I like get down to like look in the bag to find it. And that's what I'll do type of thing. It's kind of fun. And that'll also give the photographer time to get ready. Hopefully the HD cam will just be running this entire lunch. I actually want him to do that, which I need to tell him.
I hope he's discreet. I just picture a horrible scenario where Hillary sees a guy recording her and then is like, this fucking creep. This fucking creep.
She won't notice. Dude, these mini cameras.
No.
She's not going to do that. That's funny though. These mini cameras, dude, they're like this big. Like you can record in full HD. And I don't need it to be like zoomed in. You know what I mean? Like, so I think it'll be good.
Just to capture the moment.
But
That's really cute. That's really cute.
It's really cute.
So do you know where he's going to be sitting yet? The seating arrangement?
I guess like in the table across from me. And I think that we may be able to arrange it so there's only like 2 or 3 tables back there. And if he's sitting there by himself, it's like kind of, it's a little sus.
Yeah. I'm also thinking if he's sitting, is he sitting where he can view you from the side, or is he sitting where he's viewing you face on?
I want him to be able to get it on in profile so that we can see more of her. So it's not completely sideways. Her back isn't facing us, but it's like twisted a little bit so that it's like 75% of Hillary's face, 25% of mine, and you can see me doing the whole thing.
Just like
so you capture her
most
whole
of
reaction.
her face and just like catching a dimple from your cheek.
The other thing we could do, yeah, exactly. Like you can see my teeth and my smile or whatever the fuck I'm doing. We could also set the HD cam up from a different angle, like attach it to like another part of the room or something. That could work.
Yeah.
It could be fun.
Well, you have the run through. That's nice that you have that.
The run through will be good. We'll talk about all of this shit. Guys, if you're thinking about getting involved in the landscape of sustainable products and lifestyle, we recommend going over to our tried and trusty rebooteco.com to get some of the amazing products that they're selling over there. They have it all, whether it's toothpaste that comes in sustainable packaging, beauty products. I love the serum bar. The shampoo and conditioner bars are amazing. The all natural deodorant is amazing. The home cleaning products are amazing. The laundry detergent sheets are amazing. Every single product that they have is geared towards a more sustainable lifestyle to make sure that we can all live longer on this planet and generations to come will be able to as well, which I hope for all of us and for my hopeful offspring someday. And they got you covered for every single product you might need. And you're going to enjoy doing it. And it won't fuck up your lifestyle. And to me, that was the thing. I selfishly was just like, oh, dude, like all natural deodorant doesn't work. You know, the toothpaste doesn't foam. The bamboo toothbrushes get gross at the bottom. They've solved all of these problems. All of the new versions of these products have taken into account the little nuances of how they got them wrong the first time around. And now the way that you function will not be affected at all by choosing to switch to sustainable products. It won't be annoying. The packaging won't be annoying. It's not like some paper straw thing. You know what I mean? Where suddenly you're like, oh man, this keeps getting soggy and breaking and gross, like whatever. This stuff works. It's all great. Go to Reboot Eco, look around, see what they got. I suspect there will be something in there for you. And our entire apartment now functions on Reboot Eco products, whether it's in the bathroom, the kitchen, the laundry room. All of our stuff is sustainable, and we're feeling really happy and good about it. So go to rebooteco.com, use promo code OOPS. You'll get 15% off of the entire online store. If you're ever in Connecticut and you feel like checking it out, they have some cool locations as well. There's one in Middletown, Connecticut, right near the river, which is not far from where I grew up. So it's another really cool moment for me to get to work with brands from places that I come from and get to put them on and work together. So it's really cool. So anyway, rebooteco.com, promo code OOPS, 15% off of the whole website. Go give it a look. This is the other thing, dude, that's interesting. So after we do it, the photographer needs to get to the party before we do. So that, to me, there's a little bit of a shake and bake that needs to happen there. But I think that what we need to then do is have some sort of celebratory drink together or something after I do it, after the meal has concluded. He gives him time. Goodbye. See you later. Send him on his way. He then goes to the party. And what I want to do in a perfect world, I'd love to show up at like 4:10 to the party just to make sure there's no problems. You know what I mean? Like, how does this sound? I'm on the knee at 3:45. We pictures, ha ha ha, thank the guy. He goes, and I then have to pay his bill. I have to pay our bill. I have to fucking, there's a couple little things I got to do. Maybe we have a special drink, and then we're leaving the restaurant at 4 p.m. To walk to the next spot. Now, it would not make sense for us we would never Uber for a 10-minute walk. So even though it would be nice to, because it would speed it up, And like on her walk, she can't FaceTime people or whatever and do the classic, oh my God thing. If she's going to do that, I don't know if she's going to do that or not. She might be on some shit where she just wants to like peacefully enjoy it together too, which would be kind of baller, dude. It's hot.
That is hot.
We walk over there.
Oh, it's going to be a romantic day.
It's going to be great. I'm really excited. And I'm actually, whenever I have stuff like this coming, I get nervous that like I'm going to get sick or something and I'm just going to ruin it. So I'm trying to like not get too excited and not like rest enough and all that shit.
You're doing spots the night before?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure your lip doesn't accidentally touch the microphone. Oh,
Well, hope, yeah, that's true.
that'll sink in just in time.
Spots the night before. So dude, listen, man, it's going to be a big thing. If you guys have any questions, I'm excited to kind of give the run through after we've done it. And I'm going to see if Hill Dog wants to come on to talk about it. I mean, that has sort of been the tradition on this podcast after a proposal that she who's been proposed to comes on and talks about it. So
Yeah.
I think that would be good and fun and happy. And I think she'd hopefully be down to do that. So,
Yeah.
okay. The other thing, dude, that I think is nice here, and I grazed on it a little bit, but this is an interesting thing. The fact that it's the 5-year anniversary, any sort of like dramatic, overly effusive language I use when I'm being like, it's our 5-year anniversary and I hand her that burner consignment gift she's getting, and it will all fly under the radar. And even if, and I've thought about doing this, I've thought about telling her the story about when I told my friend I thought she was going to be the one that I've talked about already twice on these 2 episodes when I told Phil on that fateful day. And I've mentioned it to her before, but I don't know if she remembers. Like when you're, dude, so that's a crazy thing. When you're together with somebody long enough, you start forgetting shit. And like your things change. Like the romantic things, the little jokes you have, they change. And you kind of start to even forget. Like I remember one of the first gifts I got Hillary was like I made an animated book of her as this cartoon character. And it was her saying all of her sayings. And I don't think she says any of those things anymore. Or they might have just been things that she said in a vacuum because I was courting her. She wasn't fully comfortable with me yet. So maybe those were like her way of like being comfortable with me, like finding these new things. I don't know. So that's an interesting thing too about being. So how did I get to that? Oh, the 5-year thing. So yeah, me being like, we've been together. I'm not going to be that cringe about it, being like, we've been together for 5 years now. I'm not going to say it like that. And I haven't even prepared what I'm going to say specifically. I'm confident enough that like I can produce a cohesive thing that makes sense. And if I don't, whatever. I'm nervous. I'm fucking proposing. You know what I mean? I'm not nervous, but maybe in the moment I will be. You know what I mean? Who knows? It's going to be exciting. That's for sure. Maybe my watch will tell me that my heart rate's up. I saw you post my 7 workout week on the pod. That was funny.
Yeah, it was impressive.
Yeah, thanks, dude. But yeah, so I think that I can fly under the radar with all that language too. I think when that ring comes out, it's going to be one of those things. And I compare it a little bit to when my dad surprised me with the pizza party, which is kind of funny. And I think a lot of my friends were like, dude, what the fuck is that? What's happening here? Like, this is so random. I think that like I saw Ricky, I saw people, I saw our friends, and I still didn't put it together for a second. That's a funny fucking video of me.
You're
just
like,
being
what? You like backed away?
And then I'm just like, oh man, it's such a crazy thing getting caught with your pants down like that. So I think that she's going to have that to a moment. And I'm just so excited to see what she does. I have no idea how she's going to react. And she's going to have so many questions. She's going to be like, I don't even know if she thinks that like I am prepared financially to buy something like that. I don't even know. Cause like, I'm a little bit of a fucking, I'll bitch about how expensive things are sometimes. It's a bad quality. I need to stop doing it. I typically am like turned off when other people do it, but I do it. I'm like, can you believe that was $20? Like whatever. I do that all the time. So I don't know if she thinks that that's like a reflection of me. Like we're not like, she doesn't have a spreadsheet of my finances. I think she has like a general idea of how I'm doing, but like, I don't know if she thinks that that I can afford what I'm getting her. I think she'll be impressed. I think she'll be like, okay, honey, you know what I mean? And she's just fully not like, I think she literally will think it's like fake or something, or she's going to be like,
She's going to think it's a prank.
she's going to think it's like a placeholder or a prank, or it's going to be so fun, bro. Holy shit. I'm like really excited. So
Do you know what you're going to wear?
Interesting question.
I
Okay.
haven't thought about
That's a
that.
good
What are you
one.
going to wear? She usually dresses you up for the big events.
Yes, but since this is okay, I normally would never dress up. And this is actually funny. Her friend was like, can you send me some pictures of you guys? I don't know what she's doing. I don't know if she's making a collage or a slideshow, whatever the fuck she's doing. But she's like, can you send me some pictures of you guys? And I was like, yes, sure. And I was like, and feel free to pull whatever you want from Instagram, but please don't use any of me in a tuxedo. I'm so fucking sick of wearing a tuxedo that I don't even want to see a picture of me in a tuxedo. Okay. And she's like, okay, noted. And that was kind of funny. So I'm not going to dress fancy, but like I'm going to dress nice enough where it just seems like I'm trying to look nice for our little special day, which I've done in the past. You know what I mean? So I actually have to grow a mustache for this thing that I'm filming at the beginning of October, which I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not going to say it out loud, but it's something really fucking cool. I'm excited for you guys to share it with you and for you to see it and to be able to announce it. But anyway, so I'm not going to like, sometimes I'll like clean shave or something, but she actually likes me with a little scruff. So maybe I wouldn't do that in this situation. But I remember like she came to visit me in LA one time and like I bought a new outfit. Like when we just started dating, she came to LA. I hadn't seen her for a while. It was Valentine's Day. We went to an expensive restaurant. I think things were a little tight for me at the time. So it was like, I was piecing it together financially, how I was going to pull it off. I got us a special hotel because I was sleeping on an air mattress, like all this shit. I put roses in there, whatever. It's a fucking whole thing. So, and we show up to this dinner and I'm in my little new outfit and I'm like not saying much. And she's like, why aren't you speaking? And I'm like, I'm just like kind of nervous. Which is funny that I felt nervous then, but I don't now, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And again, who knows? Maybe when the day comes, I will. But, I guess all of that is to say that I'm going to dress up a little bit. And her friends have all been asking me what the dress code is for the party. And I basically just said upscale casual.
Nice.
Right?
That's perfect.
Something that's ironed. Don't wear sweatpants unless they're like trendy. So yeah, so we'll dress up a little. And I think that I want her to make sure that she's happy with the way that she's dressed. Mm-hmm. So I think that I will dress up a teeny tiny bit. She always looks kind of dressed up. But I'm going, if it seems like she's going to not, I'm going to try my best to encourage her to.
Yeah. My buddy, when he went to...
How do I even do that?
I don't know how my buddy did it, but the engagement party that I'm going to this weekend, they normally go on walks together. And so he tried to bake that into the routine so she wouldn't be suspicious. And she
doesn't know either.
She didn't know. And she wasn't, she just threw on like wrinkled, scruffy, just like loungewear. Yeah. And he was like, hey, maybe you should put something, you know,
Did she know?
At least matching. She thought nothing of it. At least that's what we know. And he was able to do that. But dude, that's a gamble. Yeah. She easily could have been like, what do you mean? What are you doing?
Yeah. I know.
So I think I think she'll dress up and she'll be very happy with how she looks. She's very fashionable.
Dude, yeah, no. And I think also one of her friends was like, did she get a manicure? And I was like, oh, fuck. Is that a thing? She's typically manicured. So hopefully her nails will be fine if that becomes a thing. And yeah, I think there's going to be a way where I'm like, if I'm like, I think I'm going to dress up for our little brunch. Mm-hmm. If I say that, she will too. Cool. I don't have to be like, should we dress up? I can be like, I think I'm going to dress nice.
That's cute.
I was like, can you steam my pants? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like some shit like that. Bro, my soon-to-be brother-in-law, what the fuck? That's crazy. Was telling me a story about the day he proposed to her sister. And he had never told me this. And I was like, God, that's fucking funny. He was planning to do it on this vacation that they were on. And I think she was starting to get a little restless. Like she wanted to like be proposed to or something. And this is a funny thing about her family. Like if they go on vacation and the weather's bad, they short circuit. If they go to like a place for vacation and there's the beach, they like going to the beach and the weather sucks, they all short circuit.
Explain.
They're like, this sucks. The weather sucks. Like, damn, like what a bummer. Like I've never thought of that. Like if I'm on vacation and it rains, like I've never thought to be like, oh yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm fair and I don't get tan that easily, or I don't know. Maybe it's a girl thing. I have no idea. But they all short circuit when that happens. So he had this proposal planned on their vacation. And he's planning to do it that day. And in the morning, it's raining. And her sister's like bummed out about it. And she's like, oh, this sucks. She's like, but you know, it would be a perfect day to get proposed to. or something, like trying to like get him to speed it up type shit. But I don't think she saw it coming, and it's pretty funny because he was like, "Fuck!" Like he's like, you know, she's like pissed at me now, but little did she know she's gonna get proposed to later in the day. But hopefully this won't ruin the day. It didn't. It went off perfectly. Like he crushed it, and it was like a beautiful beach thing, which made sense. They're on vacation at a beach resort. You know what I mean? It's a perfect time for the beach walk. It would be hard for me to be like, should we go on a walk on the beach? I've never done that, you know? So yeah, I think the goal is to get her to look good enough. She typically looks pretty fucking good, dude. But you know, there's days where we just roll out of bed and go, you know, but on this day, I'm going to set the tone. She's not going to let me look better than her. I'm usually the bum. You know what I mean? I'm the disheveled one.
Throwing a few cutesy comments like that. Oh, it's our 5-year. I'm going to dress up today. If she throws any curveballs at you with comments that could unveil anything, you'll foul them off, right?
She won't. She's good. I'd love to hear stories from people about how they fucked up their proposals. I think that's kind of fun. Or just like any noteworthy, funny proposal story, I think would be appropriate for these episodes. And maybe if we have time, we'll do them on next week's or the week after. Yeah, dude. I think that for the most part, I should have no major, I mean, knock on fucking wood, but we should have no major problems getting her to look look good enough that she's ready to take pictures and shit. She can be au naturel sometimes, and I wonder if she would want to put a tiny bit of makeup on if she knew there were going to be pictures. But who the fuck knows? So I think that's that, dude.
Is there
Wish me luck.
Is there a message that you want to put out there to her?
Yeah. Hill, it's been a good run, my friend. My boy. Another joke. Okay, so there's two things I want to touch on. One thing that's funny. One joke that I like to do that she goes, honey, is I'll always say that we've like been, I'll change the numbers or timelines of things. I'll be like, it's going to be my 40th birthday, even though it's not. And I'm like, I'm 40. And she's like, honey. Or I'll be like, our 10-year anniversary. For whatever reason, that like makes her have a visceral reaction. She's like, honey, I don't know if she thinks it's going to jinx it or for whatever reason, she like has a funny but like slightly negative reaction when I do that all the time, because I do it all the time. So there's that. So dude, okay. So I sometimes will joke and call her my boy. I'll call her a boy. I'm like, you're a nice boy, whatever. And I wonder if this is not appropriate or if it would ruin it or if this is hilarious. If I'm like, you know, you've been my boy for so many years, I'm ready for you to be my man. Is that funny? Or is...
That's great. I don't know. I think I'd tell her that after. I don't know. I don't. Let me not impose on that. What do you want? What do you think of that?
I think that like, dude, I kind of think she would think it's really funny.
If you nail it.
If I nail it, it's legendary and like
10s across the scoreboard.
Also, this is the other thing, dude. Like there's no world where it would ruin it. Doing that wouldn't ruin it. And if people like the perfect friend, like most of her friends would think that was so fucking funny. And like, so us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the fact that I call her my boy, I'm like, you're a good boy. And like, we'll shake hands like men, like us having this like funny, and sometimes I'll be like, I'll be like, you're a boy and I'm a girl. For no reason, right? And it's just like funny. Like, who gives a shit, dude?
Yeah.
It's 2023, dude. Like, whatever. Gender's fluid. And also, it's just funny. So like,
That's cute. That's really cute.
To me, bro, it's kind of fucking hilarious. I may, dude, because, okay, all right, let's talk through it. Can I do both of those things at the same time? Like, can I have given the burner gift, go down to find the other gift, and then still get that line out? Or is that line so good that I should lose that first part of the trick? Or should I literally be like, say it, get on my knee, and say what I want? Now I want you to be my man. Pop it open.
I think the latter.
It's kind of better, right?
I think the delay.
I have one more little thing for you. Dude, it's kind of good. It's kind of
really
good, bro.
Cute. That is really good. She'd be like, what? What?
I was like, honey, you're my boy.
Dude, I'm getting goosebumps.
I'm getting goosebumps, dude.
That's really cute.
I gotta do it.
Yeah. That's great, dude. Oh, there's gonna be like 5 seconds where she's like, what? Dude, that's great.
You're my boy. Bro, that is fire. Holy shit.
Can you do it one more? Can you practice it?
Yeah. I'd be like, well, I'm gonna be like, I give you this, and I love you. We've been together for so many years. I'm like, honey, no, seriously, I'm gonna be a little I'm going to be a little extra right now, but I just think it's a nice thing to say. 5 years, it's no joke. Like, this is a milestone. This is a big, and I said to Philip, I was like, I'm not even kidding. After the third, I don't even think we had a sleepover yet. And I was like, I'm going to marry this girl. Is it right? It's nice, honey. That's the thing. And I was like, all right. And then maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll be like, I want a little more little, maybe I'll say I have one more little thing for you first. I'll say that. And I'll be like, and you're my boy. You're my special boy. But now, boom, I want you to be my man.
Oh, Giulio. Poetry. Dude, my skin. Goosebumps right now. That's fantastic. You got to go with it.
Flames.
That's beautiful.
That goes hard as fuck.
And it's funny, but it's beautiful and cute and adorable.
It's fun, and it's very us, dude. We have like stupid, like little jokes like that. You know, that's a preposterous joke. It's a very fun, fitting. I'm glad we workshopped this just now.
Yeah, dude, that's perfect.
The logistics.
That's perfect. It's you guys. It's for you two. It's direct. It's just, I love it. I love that.
And I do. It makes sense, I guess. I do it before I get the bill, right? That makes sense because then I order a round of drinks. Special.
That's fantastic.
It's fucking sick, dude.
Good luck.
Thank you, man. Well, dude, cheers to that. Cheers to us. Cheers to your friends who are also getting engaged.
Thank you.
And what a big weekend. I'm so happy to get to share it with all you guys who are still hanging and listening. We're a nice, big, happy family, dude. So thank you. And I can't wait to let you know how it all goes.